Here we are again, and the front suspension is in place, and as you can see, it's pretty decent. The assembly itself was a little bit more complex than the rear suspension, mainly because of these metal struts here for the shock, which I didn't realize at the beginning, but it has two pins here, which are plastic, and those two pins are made to keep the inner strut inside the outer one, or else it would just pop out. And as I said, I didn't realize that at the beginning, and I've glued those two pins before assembling the entire structure. So I had to roll back just a little bit, nothing dramatic. I've unglued the two pins, and they went off pretty easily, and then assembled the whole structure. The other thing are these guides for the tubes. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better. This chrome one and the one a little lower. I don't know if it is perceptible here. They're too fragile, so you must be really careful. This one is glued to the mudguard, and it's not the strongest fit in the world, so when you're passing the speedometer cable up here, you need to be careful, because you can detach this part, and this one particular is very fragile, and while passing the tubing, I was checking it constantly because I had the feeling that it could break at any moment. So these two parts need special attention. The other thing, and happened to me in the rear suspension too, and I forgot to mention, are the brake calipers. When you want to attach the tire, the space is very tight, and you have to do lots and lots of fiddling here and there for the entire wheel to attach in place. So after that, when you insert the screw, is when everything gets together, so you can breathe a little bit at that point. Other than that, there's the whole structure to the top, and you don't need any glue here except for the headlight support. The shock structure, all of it is held together with two screws at the top, so you don't need any glue. But again, only when you fit these two screws is when you can breathe again, because until then it's just a wobbling structure that you have in your hands. So resuming, a bit more complex than the rear suspension, but as you can see, it went without any major problems. And time now for the final steps. I'm going to do the handlebar, which is not here yet, and I'll attach the cowlings, the seat, rear light, the front headlight. I didn't attach it yet, and I'll explain why in the end of this build, but it has something to do with the chrome. But anyway, that will come in the end, if I don't forget. So, as I said, time for cowlings, rear light, handlebar, front light, and it will be it. The bike will be ready then. So, let's keep going, not much longer to finish the bike. Okay guys, here we are again, and this time for a different subject. It's not an update or anything like that. It's a problem that I came across, and fortunately I was able to solve it. This is the kind of things that you don't expect when you're reaching the final stages of a kit, and you think for yourself, okay, this is just a straight road till the end, and nothing can happen now. But it did, and let me explain. This is the assembly of the handlebar, and when you're going to attach the levers, it has a specific orientation, so that the handlebar stays in the correct position in the bike, which should be like it is. This is how it's supposed to be. So when attaching the levers, you have here a slot in the handlebar, and this part has a chunk of plastic that fits in this slot, so it doesn't move, it stays in its place. So what happened? The problem is that these slots here are on the wrong side of the handlebar. So what you would get if you put the handlebar in the correct orientation, you would have the levers turned upside down, which is how how should I say, a humongous error, and I guess this is a new one. It's the first time I'm going to say bad things. Well, not bad things, but not good things about Tamiya, because this is not some manufacturing automatic problem, if you wanna say. It's a distraction. Whoever did the procedure with the handlebar when manufacturing the model was, I don't know, sleeping or drunk or something like that, and it made the handlebar completely the opposite. So it's a kind of frustrating because, as I said, you've built an entire kit, a complex kit like this one, and you reach this stage and everything is wrong. Nothing fits. And I mean specifically to the handlebar. So what I had to do, I've cut the chunk of the part that is supposed to fit in the slot of the handlebar, and then I had to glue the handlebar first with the correct orientation, because it has a sleeve here in the center part, and the handlebar is flat in that part, not round, so it only fits that way. I've glued the handlebar with the CA glue, which is supposed to, because it's metal, and then I start attaching all the lever parts one by one and making sure they were in the correct position. I hope it's okay. It's not going to fall apart because I've glued everything with CA glue, but as I said, it's frustrating to see what a tremendous error this was. So hopefully things will stay in its place. Looks good so far, but I thought it was worth it to point out this problem. I don't know if anyone has one of these on their stash and is planning to build it or not, but in case you encounter this problem, well, you have a way to fix it. Or at least that's the way I did it, and I've managed to put it in place. So just wanted to point out this, and hopefully won't get any more trouble till the end of the bike. So let's keep going.